Welcome back, and on today's video I'll be showing you how I made $350 trading Nasdaq. I really should have traded ES instead, and I'll kind of show you why. I would have made a lot more money if I traded ES, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let's get into it. So we got market open. Alright, we have market open now. And the first thing I'm seeing is that we're sweeping this 1 hour liquidity level while keeping this 5-minute bullish gap on Nasdaq. And this is why I should have traded ES. As you can tell, we have an SMT. So we have an SMT on ES with ES leading. And then we form our equilibrium. This might be a quick video. Form our equilibrium, tap into it. So we're going to load it on ES. There we go. We form our 5-minute gap on ES. I go next candle, and we're kind of just sitting here for a little bit on ES, and on Nasdaq we boom up. So I'm not gonna lie, I did enter here, and yeah, it's only 840. Yeah, this that. It's only 840. Why would you enter? And I'll tell you why. The reason why I entered is because on Nasdaq is because if you watch the previous videos, I mean, I was bullish on one index, and then the opposite index would be bullish because it would just form above a high. But the SMT would say that, for example, ES was leading. But in previous trading sessions, like I would take this ES trade, and then Nasdaq would boom up. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to outsmart the markets. And you just can't do that. You just can't. I mean, you can, but it's pretty hard. So I'm like, all right, we're in a little bit of drawdown. It's whatever. You know, ES is still sitting at this little spot. And then, boom. I actually get like decently close to getting stopped here. But I'm like, all right, this is the move. You know, ES tapped into this equilibrium with the gap, SMT, you know, sweeping it on Nasdaq. So I really should have taken my long around here and targeted these highs. My stop loss a little under this gap. And that should have been my trade for the day. But like I said, you know, I'm thinking too much. I'm overthinking. So I traded on Nasdaq. You know, if I would have took the trade on ES, it would have been almost 9 o'clock. That's like around the time I trade. And ES, you know, just keeps going up, taps into that gap. And then that's where I would have went straight under the gap after we tapped into it. I would have had partials here, my full TP right here. This would have been my trade on ES. But I took my trade on Nasdaq. And as you see, you know, this is the equilibrium for ES right here. And we come here and we almost get stopped out. I mean, today was no bueno. Very roller coaster ride. And, you know, we don't form above the high, and we go back down. What is ES doing? ES is being bullish like it should. You know. I mean, that's really what it should be doing, and that's what it's doing. But like I said, the reason why I traded Nasdaq is because the last week, the bullish index was more bearish when I would enter my trade. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna switch it around. Nah. So then we wait, you know, we're forming this 5-minute bearish gap. I'm like, this mug's over, we're done. You know, ES, boom, would have hit partials. I mean, tapped into that gap. Boom. We're bull running. And this is where I start seeing some profit on my Nasdaq trade. I move my stop loss under this low just to de-risk after, you know, I lost almost a band yesterday. And I was actually going to make a band on this trade, but I'll tell you why I didn't in a second. But ES, you know, takes out another partials. I'm definitely break even on this now, or I would have been if I was trading it. Nasdaq is coming up. I have partials here. Yeah, I think I had partials here for my first, like, one contract. And I had partials here, I think. I'm pretty sure. So, and then I wait, you know, ES, what does it do? Takes out that high. I would have made bank today if I would have traded ES. Actual bank. I mean, usually my trades I'm risking like 600-ish, 700 to make like 1,000 some. And I mean, I would have smacked today. But I took a trade on Nasdaq. Why? Because I try to outsmart the markets. So if I was trading ES, I would have been done. And since we took out this high on ES, I was like, all right, since we took out this high, we're low-key forming a crazy bearish SMT. And I'm pretty sure I go break even after we hit that. So I'm break even, I'm fine. I'm up like maybe $100 because I, you know, de-risked since I lost a band yesterday. And we kind of just slowly, gradually move up. I hit my other partials. And I have my stop loss like, I think like somewhere around here. Just so I can, you know, maximize my profits after that loss yesterday. And because, well, we took out this high on ES. So I feel like it's like the smart thing to do. Just to maximize profits, because I'm expecting a reversal soon. That's what I'm expecting. You know, we come here, and now we're, you know, we come here, and I actually get stopped out around here. But if I would have held, you know, I mean, I'd still be floating, and I could have made another 500 up here. But I'm not mad about me getting stopped out right here. I'm not really mad at all, actually. I'm just, the one time I enter, you know, the opposite of what I should have entered, it goes the way it really should have went. If that makes sense. Because I should have traded ES. And I would have traded ES if I didn't have this week so far. Because, I mean, it was bullish. More bullish. I should have just took that, and I would have been bing chillin'. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's how I made $350 today trading the Nasdaq as an unprofitable trader. Peace.